with the name path, the described environment it produces, the formalization of the structure it generates, and the map direction it leaves available, where do all these go? The industry, as it stands, absorbs its own pressure. Creators enter, inherit the advantage of the orbital, negotiate the cadence along with other pressures, and move forward along the time axis. The framework expresses this as a structural truth that's so by design. However, within that same framework, a counter is possible to reorient things internally. If the not yet spoken vision I said in Gen formation logic is still stuck in your mind, then here it is. Gen 4, the next lineage of the Gen framework, is directed by me to be a reorientation in response to the difficulties of this path. While the existing Gen structure places a creator in a region with resources, it doesn't accommodate the strain on one's PMV by the source of adaptation. Gen 4 is sketched out to reframe this issue by replacing the long-term strain with the burst load. In other words, replacing novels with short stories. The PMV scale is now concentrated into a complete arc that the creator can inhabit fully and deliver completely. This is an entirely different sphere, not a lesser form production, one where quality becomes achievable in concentrated form precisely because a commitment horizon is bounded. The exhaustion issue has always been visible in this industry. Creators abandoning long novels midway, redirecting audiences to source material, and burning out before the story concludes. These don't assert that they're failures. These are the result of the forced path revealing its own cost at the point where the creator's capacity and the environment's demand finally diverge beyond recovery. Gen 4 addresses that divergence directly by building production logic that the nonverbal rule can't punish the same way. By definition, Gen 4 functions as an individual workflow reorganization tailored to such a problem. In its structural form, Gen 4 creates a feedback loop. Quality output drives mutation. Elevated mutation raises model potential, and where that potential meets circulation and derivation, external appreciation follows, feeding back into further quality enhancement. Explicitly, Gen 4 only becomes structurally pronounced when its output radiates outward in a way that's identical to Gen 3. Otherwise, it remains a cognitive reorientation, introspective and subjective. Systemically, Gen 4 is a cousin of Gen 3 in its relationship to creative identity, with or without Gen 3's transmission vector or sustained derivative requirement. If Gen 4 sounds so detailed, why does it only stop at a vision? Because for it to crystallize beyond forecast, moving from cognitive reorientation into something the framework can structurally account for, the industry would need to produce enough continuous instances of the feedback loop completing its full cycle. Burst load output entering circulation, deriving, attracting external appreciation, and feeding back into demonstrably enhanced quality. That data doesn't yet exist in sufficient volume to formalize. And with that done, at last, we also have to look at the industry again. Will such an environment stay the same for months, even years onward? Concisely, yes, it will, because the industry itself won't change at any time. The inevitable path isn't a temporary truth at a point in time. It's confirmed by both observations and the time passage. When I say it's changeless, I mean that it will keep staying like that unless all creators, not just a confederation, somehow unite and agree on a transformation. If not, this path and the environment it generates remain intact indefinitely.